Morning! It is 3 AM in the morning and I'm here spending some quality time with my brother-in-law.
Good morning, guys.
We're at Stennaline here, just about to cross the Irish Sea to go and get some advice. This is the Hoof GP, guys, and here's what's happening in this episode.
We're headed across the water to Northern Ireland to spend the day trimming on this KVK with the Crawfords. This is the Hoof GP. So we were actually cancelled from our normal hoof trimming gig, so we took the opportunity to phone the Crawfords to see if we could go across the water and see how they use their KVK. So after a quick 2.5 hour ferry ride, which I slept most of, we landed on Northern Irish soil.
Believe it or not, I've just had an hour and a half sleep. Now it's time to get off this boat.
So I actually live just across the water from Northern Ireland, and it's only 20 or 22 miles directly across the water. The port we land in is Belfast, and if you've never been there, Belfast is an awesome city. But first up, we have an hour and a half drive before we meet Thomas and Gareth Crawford.
You can't park there, love.
How you doing?
After a bit of friendly crack and a catch-up, it's off to the farm we go.
So where we live in Scotland is just across the water from Northern Ireland. We've popped across today to visit Tech TV and see how they get on with their crush. When I first got the Appleton, or actually before I even got the Appleton, I went across to the States to see you guys, or a lot of you guys, and Aaron Lavoie's crush, so that I could get to grips with it before I got mine. But with the KVK, I never really had that opportunity. So we're taking it now, because we found ourselves with a day off and thought, take the opportunity, seize the day, carpe diem, come across here and see Tom and Gareth how they get on with their KVK and give us a few tips and pointers. They're quite cool guys too. Gareth and Tom actually really kindly rearranged their schedule so that we could come to this farm today, because they said it'd be ideal for us to see how they work, and they only did it like yesterday because I only asked them yesterday. So yeah. Thanks, Gareth and Thomas. So, this is Gareth. Say hello, Gareth.
Hello, Graham.
Who are you, Gareth? What do you do?
I'm a trainee hoof trimmer.
That's called putting someone on the spot. And this is Thomas.
Graham, how are you? Good to see you.
This is Tech TV. You've got to check them out. We'll type in Tech TV. They probably come up on your screens already, so you should click on their thumbnails.
I thought you looked lovely on YouTube, but to actually touch you, you're even more beautiful.
That's £5, please, Tom.
Oh, sorry.
So we're here to have a look at Gareth and Thomas's setup and get tips and tricks off them. Look, very, very similar to ours, almost identical actually. Yeah, we've copied them.
So I have a mental list of everything I want to take note of while I'm here, and one of them is how they actually managed to pin this sucker down while they're travelling along. Thomas is using the moving system, and we actually have the exact same one sitting at home in our workshop. We just haven't dared to use it yet, so it's really good to see exactly how it can be used in Tom's capable hands.
Simple, but the human cow it's simple.
Tom's just showing us his balls. They're really, really nice. They're smooth, look.
They're quite wide apart, just that's the only problem I have with them.
So we're all set up here and we're going to get a cow in. What we're going to do is, I'm not going to trim just now or anything like that. The guys are going to trim exactly the way they would, so that we can kind of study and critique. Nah, we won't critique, but study exactly what they're doing to see how it'll differ from what we're doing and pick up any tips or tricks that they find works for them. Every crush is different, and inherently they all have their little kind of nuances. That's a good word, isn't it? She seems keen.
At first we stand right back out the way so that we can kind of look onwards as pure viewers of how Gareth and Thomas work on a day-to-day basis. It's really nice just being around other trimmers, never mind other trimmers who have the same crush as me.
Gareth's using the hoof testers here to see if he can find any painful spots in the cow's feet. They're really good because they can apply lots of pressure A lot more pressure than my fingers can. And see how the cow's reacting because he's putting pressure on that outside claw, and that's where the sore point is. People think it's cold in Scotland. Come to Ireland for the weekend.
There were only around 20 of these great Holstein cows to trim this day, so it meant I had plenty of time to chat and ask all of my little questions.
If you lift the foot here, if you would say you go in and she's in a kicking mood, she'll either reach your hand again that or reach your hand again this. So I sort of, that my technique is just put the hook down, not out like that. As long as I'm looking at these to confuse me.
Aye.
But it's just, you get in and get out.
Tom has actually been trimming cows' feet for over 30 years, and although his son Gareth hasn't quite done so many, he's certainly an accomplished hoof trimmer. It's really, really nice to be working along with such great guys. And this puppy isn't so bad either. Hoof trimmers right across planet Earth use different lotions and potions to treat mortallaro, or digital dermatitis as we usually call it, and this is what Gareth and Tom choose to use for their cows. Anyway, that's enough talking, enough standing back and enough watching. I came here to trim some Irish cows' feet, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I like to get my hands in there, get them dirty, and have a bit of fun while I'm over here in Northern Ireland. The world of professional cattle hoof trimmers is a weird one. We are all fierce rivals, fierce competitors, but all great friends at the same time. So this is like a day out for me, it really is.
So we've had our lunch. I had 4 rolls, count them, 4, and they were awesome. Now it's time for some trimming.
When it comes to trimming cows' feet like this, it really is a case of less is more. I saw this cow walking into the crush and I know that she's not feeling pain on any of her feet. All she's in for is a routine trim and to make sure that nothing in the future goes wrong with these feet. So she's looking after her feet fairly well, but they are slightly overgrown. So it's all about rebalancing them. I am a weight distribution technician. It sounds better than a cattle hoof trimmer. And my job is to distribute the weight evenly across both of this cow's digit. If I manage to do my job properly, it means there will be no parts of the foot carrying too much weight and her foot will land on the ground at the right angle, meaning she's as comfortable as possible. It's great to see how confidently Craig is able to trim in front of these seasoned trimmers, and even Tom manages to get some goodness out of the day by grabbing my cordless grinder and having a go with my rotoclip disc. Sometimes I worry that because people see me on YouTube, they think I know everything about the trade, but I really don't, and I'm learning every single day, as I'm proving in the background here by letting Tom show me the ropes.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair.
So here is my only lame cow of the day, and by lame I mean really mildly lame. She has a small white line crack on that medial or the inner claw, but it is something we need to take care of or it'll get a lot worse. These white line defects happen within every herd of cows across the entire planet, and they can happen for a huge amount of different reasons, ranging from inflammation of the laminae within the hoof capsule, so that's the part that actually sticks the foot to the hard hoof horn inside that hoof horn that we can see, or they could be fighting and cause some sort of abscess to form high up on the hairline. Either way, this is how you fix them. You chase the crack until you can chase it no more. If you start to draw blood in any way, you stop immediately. It's not actually the fact that the hoof horn's cracked that is the problem. It's the fact that dirt and debris can get into that crack, and that loose, disconnected hoof horn can cause real problems. So we need to remove all of the disconnected hoof horn and remove the weight from that area. Now clearly I have trimmed this as much as I possibly can, and she's still going to be bearing weight on it. So you've guessed it, that is why we apply a block to the outside claw. That block will make the outside claw much bigger, so she'll carry almost all of her weight on that and not on the sore part of her foot, meaning it'll have a chance to heal. And that cow was actually the last trim of the day, and Tom, for being such a good apprentice, gets the glamorous job of cleaning up, while Gareth packs everything away. Then it's time to connect the mover back up and get this rig loaded back onto the little lorry.
We do actually have one of these mover systems, but we've not used it yet, because to be honest, I wasn't sure how best to transport the crush between farms with the mover system attached. So this has shown me exactly how to do that. Right, so it's been awesome over here in Northern Ireland, it really has. We picked up loads of tips and tricks about how to use the KVK a little bit more to our advantage, and the way that these guys have kind of customized theirs in some ways to make them work for them. So we're going to do exactly the same when we get back and really put it to good use. Thank you very much for allowing us to come, especially I didn't think you'd allow Craig to come, and you'd be alright with me.
We actually want me here more than you, so
We're actually glad to be here, to to stand up for Craig.
We're now Craig's minder.
Yeah, Craig, you should stand up too, mate. If you haven't already checked out Tech TV, go and do it right now. It's TEC TV, and just say that Hoof GP sent me in the comments so that they know I sent you. Cheers guys, catch you later, bye bye.